Hey everyone, me Kevin here. NIO reports earnings at 7 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Expect this stock to go up dramatically or go down dramatically. Personally, I think if NIO can show us that they can get high automotive margins, we'll see good profit and a nice stock return at NIO. Stay tuned. Biden said yesterday that more people may die if Donald Trump does not provide access to White House briefings and reports and does not allow Biden's transition team in. Dr. Fauci says we need 75 to 80% of Americans to get vaccinated, otherwise we will continue to have problems with COVID. I don't think 75 to 80% of us watching this video right now plan to get vaccinated. Talks on stimulus remain at a standstill. However, eyes are on Mitch McConnell right now to see if he'll reintroduce a stimulus package this week. We'll talk quotes from the individuals at play. And while COVID cases are at record highs, the mainstream media reports that COVID readership is at the lowest level it has ever been, signaling that the population, we are tired of hearing about COVID despite record new cases. Also, there are only 19 working days left in Congress for the rest of the year. Let's talk about what Congress needs to get done. Right after I mention that Weeble emailed me, and you're gonna laugh over this one, they said now, if you deposit $100, they will give you 4 free stocks worth up to $1,600. So use the link down below and deposit $100 to get 4 free stocks worth up to $1,600. This company's funny. Look, I love the app, but their marketing's hilarious. All right, here's what Congress needs to get done. Number 1, and remember, they only have 19 working days left, and not to be confused with COVID-19, but it's a reminder. They got 19 working days left this year. That's it. Then 2020 is done for Congress, at least. They'll go back on vacation. Number 1, the current government budget expires on December 11th. It was supposed to expire on September 30th, but we kicked the can down the road via a continuing resolution, also known as a CR. When asked if Donald Trump would consider signing another CR, Trump did not answer. Some are now concerned that Trump could use a government shutdown to leverage the election results or to protest the election. Others say this is an exaggeration. Senator Richard Shelby also says that a bipartisan bill to keep the government funded with 12 spending bills for 2021 are currently being worked on. These are going to be put together and bundled up into a nice package, and then they put a nice label on it called Omnibus. And that is an omnibus package that they plan to pass before December 11th, unless for some reason something gets held up. Big issues right now on the funding bill, this is different from stimulus, on the funding bill include funding for education, childcare, aid for impoverished communities, funding for USAID, EPA funding, climate change funding, homeland security funding, where a lot of money has been spent on the border wall, and additional funding for ICE. So think arrest, detention, and deportation of potentially illegal immigrants. These issues will be big negotiation topics within this overall funding bill, obviously, amongst all of the other things that need to be funded for the government's budget. Number 2, stimulus relief. Lawmakers are being pressured to provide relief prior to the holidays, but the reality is the White House has not discussed COVID relief other than in a few tweets from Trump. Trump has also not participated in talks regarding stimulus. Mark Meadows has not talked about stimulus. Steve Mnuchin has not talked about stimulus. The only thing that we've heard so far, again, a couple tweets from Trump, and which the last one from Trump was Congress must do a COVID relief bill, needs Democrats' support, make it big and focused, get it done. But beyond that, Trump has not participated in any talks regarding stimulus, at least from what we can hear from White House reporters. And Joe Biden has only talked to Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi about stimulus and has sided with them on passing the HEROES Act. Steve Scalise, the head of the Labor Department, tweeted today, along with multiple other Republicans, that Nancy Pelosi is, quote, still blocking more than $130 billion of unused PPP aid from going to workers and small businesses in need. Joe Biden has also not yet spoken with Mitch McConnell, which a lot of people believe that if Joe Biden does end up becoming president and Mitch McConnell maintains the Senate, that they should be able to maintain a good working relationship because of their past. Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden have had a very good working relationship in the past of passing bipartisan legislation. However, instead of anything bipartisan, Mitch McConnell tweeted this morning, House Democrats' so-called HEROES Act is so unserious that it was condemned by the Speaker's own moderate Democrats the instant she put it out. Now, this is in fairness to moderate Democrats suggesting that maybe we should just go with something like the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal, which was a little bit more in line of balancing the desires of both sides. Remember, the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal, great proposal, had sort of escalators. It was $1.5 trillion to $1.9 trillion, which that should have easily been within the realm of getting something done. Mitch McConnell went on to say that the HEROES Act is unserious because it includes, quote, huge tax cuts for rich people in blue states. This has to do with eliminating the SALT tax deduction caps, state and local tax deduction caps. But no second round of Paycheck Protection Program money. Those are their priorities, ? Says Mitch McConnell. Obviously, a lot of heated frustration here. Now, some, by the way, are now suggesting that a stimulus package should actually be much easier to come by because with vaccines on the horizon, we might not actually need as large of a stimulus package as we previously thought. We just need to be able to build a bridge from here to vaccination time. This is, of course, assuming enough people take the vaccine. Also, just a few minutes ago, Pelosi's office confirmed that Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell have not spoken on stimulus since before the election. Mitch McConnell, via Marco Rubio this week, is supposed to introduce a stimulus bill to get the Senate to vote on it, to at least make it seem like they're trying to do something. Nothing has been put forward yet or scheduled just yet. However, this is widely expected to be the HEALS Act. The HEALS Act, just to give you a very quick overview here, would include liability protections, $300 in unemployment pay, $105 billion for schools. It does include stimulus checks with $500 going to dependents of all ages. Child support will still get garnished, though bank and debt collections won't. Employee retention credits, work opportunity tax credits, gig workers can get aid from 1099 companies, a second round of the PPP, write-offs for self-employed for, PPE expenses, 100% meal deductions, a new SBA loan for small businesses, and money for that FBI building. Those are the priorities that are in the HEALS Act. And again, we are expecting this to come up this week. This is at least based on what Marco Rubio told us on Friday when he said we will be voting on a stimulus bill in the Senate next week. Again, this has not materialized yet, though. Number 3, the government, Congress, has 19 days to get unemployment for self-employed people solved by December 31st. Again, they only have 19 days left to do this. Number 4, eviction protections end December 31st. 19 days left to solve that. Joe Biden wants to see eviction protections extended throughout the entire pandemic. Number 5, student loan forbearance ends December 31st. Joe Biden also wants to see this extended throughout the entire pandemic. The Main Street Lending Program ends December 31st. This is a program for small and medium-sized businesses to get loans. However, the program has been an utter failure. The reason for this is businesses that actually might need loans don't necessarily have the cash flow to qualify for these loans. So right now, the Main Street loans are only going to companies with a lot of cash flow, aka richer and wealthier companies. So imagine that. Another stimulus program where yet again, the rich get richer and the poor stay poor. Remember this, folks, if there's anything this pandemic taught you, what happened? People with stocks got richer. People with businesses got free bailout money via the PPP. People with real estate got 1 year of mortgage forbearance. And what did individuals get? Maybe you got a stimulus check. Maybe you got some unemployment pay. That is a far cry from the amount of bailouts that stocks, businesses, and homeowners got. And if you were a tenant, maybe you didn't get evicted, but you still owe the money. Goes to show the way the country's priorities are set up are not in favor of poorer individuals, which is sad because it just widens the wealth gap. On COVID, and by the way, this is why I talk so much about stocks, real estate, finance, building wealth on this channel. I'll talk about this a lot in all of the videos on my channel. Posted one this morning. You should watch it. Start with $1,800, become millionaire. Really good video to watch. Or you could obviously check out the courses down below. We've got that great coupon going on for Black Friday month. You can also still email me for a bundle coupon. I'm still behind a little bit now. Again, so many of you have been emailing me for this. Really appreciate it. And thank you for your patience, by the way. On COVID, cases are up at 166,581. This is up 82% over a 14-day trend. Deaths are at 796, up 40% over a 14-day trend. Expect case counts to go up substantially Wednesday through Saturday. This is usually when we see case counts much worse. California has 94% of its state in the purple category now, where high schools and colleges are closed and must telelearn. Non-essential businesses are closing. Indoor operations have to be completely eliminated. Restaurants can only serve food and drinks outdoors. Previously, indoor operations had actually opened again. And also, Michigan, Oregon, and New Mexico have all strengthened their partial lockdowns. While we might not see a national lockdown, Dr. Fauci does express some dissatisfaction and says that the country should have a uniform response to this pandemic, not a state-by-state fragmented response where every state has different rules and it's confusing and we don't really know what's going on in each state. In Dr. Fauci's opinion, we should have one policy and one set of rules. He also warned that until 75 to 80% of Americans receive a vaccine, the country will continue to face serious health problems. This comes at the same time as Joe Biden says that Trump's refusal to let Biden's transition team in and have access to White House reports may lead more people to die. Well, if that doesn't make you want to get your life insurance in as little as 5 minutes or your free stocks via the links down below, you get 4 free stocks, you deposit $100. It's crazy. I don't know what will, but check those links out down below. Thank you so much for watching, and folks, we'll see you next time.